Myself Vishal Verma and my project batchmates are V. Sai Krishna, J. Rahul and G. Yogeshwar Rao. Our project focus on design and analysis of the tapered roller bearing and fabrication of the bearing inspection machine. We have done our project in the Paramount Carriage and the Wagon workshop. This project was guided by Mr. A. Mohan, who is assistant professor in Veltech Engineering College of Mechanical Department. Abstract tapered roller bearing, which are also known as the angular contact bearings, are suitable to support both radial and axial load. The more frequent type of the defect in such wearing is occur due to the contact fatigue. The examination focus on the visual inspection, microscopic analysis and the micro hardness measurement. The result of the examination shows us that the tapered roller very failed due to the contact fatigue which was caused by the overloading and the high speed. The model for the tapered roller bearing was made in the SolidWorks modeling. IGES format file for the model was imported and later imported into the Ansys workbench. In Ansys workbench, the analysis for the selected material was done and the results were imported. Introduction. Tapered roller bearings are rolling element bearing that can support both radial and axial loads. In tapered roller bearing, the inner and the outer ring raceways are the segments of the cone and the rollers are tapered so that the conical surface of the raceways and the roller axis, if projected, would all meet at a common point on the main axis of the bearings. Tapered roller bearing have no sliding motion between the raceways and the outer diameter of the roller. Tapered roller bearing can carry greater load, which is due to the point contact. In tapered roller bearing, it follows the designation system by ISO 355. This is the exploded view of the cartridge tapered roller bearing and component: cone, cup, spacer, bearing, grease seal and cap, axial cup screw, locking plate are the component of the cartridge tapered roller bearing. Roller. Roller are the rolling element which rotate and provide a friction motion, and the next and last component is the backing ring. Existing material. This is the existing material which is already used for the tapered roller bearing, which is stainless steel 304. These are the physical properties for the stainless steel: density 7.85 milligram per meter cube and melting point 1400 degrees Celsius. Thermal conductivity is 14 watt per millikelvin. Young's modulus 190 gigapascal, ductility 0.3, bulk modulus is 134. And these are the chemical composition for the stainless steel. Carbon percentage is 0.08, manganese 2.0, silicon 1.0, chromium 9, nickel 1.511, phosphorus 0.045 and sulfur is 0.03. New material. We have introduced new material based on the research of on the various materials, and with our research we found the aluminium can be the best replace for the stainless steel. We use the aluminium 7075 grade, and these are the properties for that. Tensile strength is 220 megapascal, yield strength 995 megapascal, shear strength 150 megapascal, fatigue strength 160 megapascal, elastic modulus 70 to 80 gigapascal, hardness 60, density 2.8 gram per centimeter cube. And these are the chemical composition for the aluminium 7075. Aluminium percentage is 90, zinc 5.6, manganese 2.5, copper 1.6 and chromium is 0.23. Comparison between the materials. Aluminium is comparatively less weight than the stainless steel. Aluminium have the more thermal conductivity. Aluminium made bearings can carry high load at the high speed, and aluminum is cheaper, which can result in the overall reduction of the cost. And aluminum have the great quality, that is corrosion resistance. And these are the defect analyzed: spalling, brinling, peeling, electrical burns, cracks, corrosion and heat discoloration. So most of the defects are there in the stainless steel, but theoretically our knowledge, spalling, brinling and corrosions defects are not found, corrosion and heat discoloration defects are not found in the aluminiums, which is also proved theoretically and practically. These are the dimensions for the tapered roller bearings, for roller, for cone and for the outer cage. This is the model. This model we have created in the SolidWorks. and this is the analysis for the steel. This is the total deformations test. In total deformation we can see that at particular load stainless steel got some deformation, so for the same load, and this is the maximum shear elastic strain for the same load, and we did the same test for the aluminum 7075. For the same load the deformation is slightly less in the aluminum, and also the maximum shear elastic strain is also less when compared to the stainless steel, which tells us that stainless steel is not that better when compared to aluminum. Bearing inspection machine, it is very hard to see inside the bearings, to inspect for the defects. The bearing, there is no such gap to look inside the bearings, so it is impossible for an observer to see through naked eyes. In this machine, when we passes light from the back end the observer can see through the help of the magnifying glass and the concave lens, and can analyze the defect which is present inside the bearings. This is very important to analyze the defects, because there is no such other machines which can help for this. Applications. In many applications, tapered roller bearings are used in back and back pairs so that the axial forces can be supported in equally. Tapered roller bearings are used in car, vehicles, and the wheel bearings. Tapered roller bearings are used in the rail bears, and also they are used in the mining equipment, sports robot, compact axial system. Tapered roller bearings are used for the moderate speed, heavy duty application where ductility is required, and also tapered roller bearings are used in the propeller shaft, railroad axle board, differential, wind turbine, etc. Advantage: low starting and running friction, low cost maintenance, easy to mount and erect. Tapered roller bearing have high bearing capacity. Result: as we discussed already that the project mainly focus on the design and analysis of the tapered roller bearing occurrence and the failures. The aluminum material has the great advantage in reducing the defect, and it makes the bearing to run for more and the longer time, thus also help in the overall cost reduction of the material and maintenance. Thank you for watching this video.